Sound tactics bring victory.
Welcome back to the channel. My name is George, and in today's video I will be reviewing the hunter specific exotic, the Frostees, or is it the Fr0st-EE5 RE9, whatever. Frostees are working. Alright, for this video I'll be breaking down the review into 4 sections. 1, how to get the exotic. 2, how the exotic perk functions, and 3, a recommended build and mods to use with the exotic, blah 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 blah. Alright, if you find this video useful in any way, please like the video and remember to subscribe. Alright, let's get to it. The Frostees is a hunter specific leg exotic piece. This exotic is a world drop, and it can be grind for in a legend and master last sector when the reward item is legs for that day, and you can also grind for them in nightfalls. The exotic armor perk on the Frostees is called Rapid Cooldown. Rapid Cooldown states that it increases grenade, melee and dodge regeneration while sprinting. Dodging increases your sprint speed. Now, I went ahead and I did some tests to see how fast you can get back your grenade, your melee and your dodge with Rapid Cooldown activated, so that you didn't have to do it. Now, for my testing methods, I loaded up a private PvP match because the exotic perk works the same in PvP and PvE, and I use my abilities with and without Frostees at the same tier level to make sure it was accurate, as different tier levels provide different cooldown rates. That's right, all Destiny players should know that. Different tier levels provide different cooldown rates. We all know this by now. So I used a stopwatch to record cooldown times as well, so expect a degree of error by plus or minus a second. Now, I tested my ability cooldowns at 2 tiers, max tier and mid tier. So mid tier is anywhere 5, no, just 5, yeah, and max tier we all know that is 100, because anything past 100, you know, doesn't really affect it. So yeah, those are the 2 tier levels that I focused at. Max tier, which is 10, and mid tier 5. And I also did a comparison between light and stasis subclasses. Now, time for everyone's favorite subclass, Stasis. At max discipline without Frostees, it took my grenade 53 seconds to cool down. When I tested it with Frostees with the Rapid Cooldown perk activated, it took my grenade 27 seconds to cool down. So Rapid Cooldown shaved off the total of 26 seconds off my grenade. At max strength without Frostees, it took my melee ability 43 seconds to cool down. When I did the test with Frostees, the Rapid Cooldown perk shaved off the total of 21 seconds from off of my melee. So it literally took my melee 21 seconds to come back. And last but not least, every hunter's favorite ability, dodging. At max mobility, it took my dodge 11 seconds to cool down without Frostees. With Frostees, it took 8 seconds to cool down. So Frostees shaved off a total of 3 seconds. So, the numbers, what do they mean? Rapid Cooldown reduces your ability cooldown rate by 50%. Yes, you heard me. By 50%. Some rounding of numbers happen here and there, so it isn't all that accurate when in regards to the 50%, but you know, rounding of the numbers literally brings it up to 50%. So the higher your ability tier, the faster you get it back. So yeah, Frostees is a very, very good exotic in my opinion. I'll put the numbers up on screen for the mid-tier stasis abilities. So at tier 5 mobility, discipline and strength, you will still get a 50% reduction in your ability cooldowns, as you can see based on the numbers on the screen. So that was Stasis. Now let's see how it works with the forgotten subclass, I mean light subclasses. One major thing to note here is that light subclasses has a faster cooldown time when compared to Stasis. So grenades and melee ability on light subclasses have a faster cooldown time when compared to Stasis. Your dodge ability, however, remains consistent across both subclasses. So at max mobility, Frostees will still shave off 3 seconds off of your dodge whether you are on Stasis or on light subclasses. Now, at max discipline without Frostees, it took my grenade 32 seconds to cool down. With Frostees and its perk activated, it takes 16 seconds, so a 50% reduction as expected. I'll put the rest of the numbers up on screen for max to mid tier cooldowns for the light subclasses. Now, Rapid Cooldown also states that dodging increases your sprint speed. It is somewhat noticeable, but I'll let you be the judge of that. Here's a side-by-side comparison of me sprinting with and without the perk active. Now for the builds. So, what builds or perks do I recommend you use the Frostees with? I highly recommend using Traveler's Chosen if you want to be able to spam your abilities. It is very fun to use with Frostees, trust me. I also recommend using mods such as Bomber, Perpetuation, Outreach, and other mods in the arm and leg piece that allows you to reduce your ability cooldown. So you want your neutral game, you know, to be up there, my guys. So you use these mods, use them to the best of your abilities. Well, here ends my review of the Frostees Hunter Exotic. If you find this video useful in any way, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and tell me which exotic you want me to review next. And don't forget to subscribe. Alright, I'm out.